Let's roll, baby. Welcome into the New York Sports Rush presented by the Bet Rivers Network. John Jastrzemski on location in Ocean City, New Jersey. Sal Licata in his usual abode. You know, Sal, anyone who tells you that going away with a 14-month-old is deemed vacation should check themselves at the door. Don't get me wrong. Won Monopoly last night. Beach has been great. 2.5 days chasing around little Ellie. Dude, I'm wiped. I'm ready to get back to work. Let's go here.
I learned this early on as a father. You need a vacation from the vacation when you're when you're going away with a little kid. So good luck with all that. Enjoy yourself on the beach.
Well, I appreciate that. There's a ton to get to, a variety of different things. I feel like it is a mixed bag all over the grab bag. That's what you're getting here from this New York Sports Rush. It's very much a grab bag on this Wednesday. So I want to start here. The biggest hope that the Yankees have as far as winning a championship this year is the fact that they're starting pitching and those three guys at the top of the rotation can be as good as it gets. We've seen it all year from Schlittler. We saw it in Fried's first start, and really you go back to last year with Fried. That's the guy they need. But there's been this question over the last month about Garrett Cole. Oh, can Garrett Cole get back to where he was pre-Tommy John surgery? Can he be, 80 to 85% of the pitcher he was when he won the Cy Young in 23 for the Yankees, or when he won it or came close to winning it in 19 for the Astros? And I feel like there's been this sentiment of Yankee fans saying he's not there yet. He's not there yet. Well, Sal, his last 3 or 4 starts, he's been as lights out as it gets. I know he had the big home run he gave up to the Dodgers, gave up a couple to the Pirates. Who cares? He pitched 7 innings, struck out double-digit guys, then goes 6 shutout innings against a good-hitting, inexperienced White Sox team. Getting Garrett Cole back to that level and having that 3. Yankees have problems. I don't think they're fixing all of their problems with the snap of a finger at this trade deadline. Isn't that their grand hope? The pitching, get Judge back, take your shot in October. You need those guys being at the top of their game.
It's why I even more so want Tarik Skubal, assuming he's available. You're reminded of how important starting pitching is. And it's not just starting pitching, it's high-end starting pitching. You saw it in Philadelphia, to your point. We know what Schlittler could do. We see Fried come back. And Garrett Cole last night, and you and I have been in unison with this. Well, I know there have been some detractors, but no, man, coming off the injury, going 7 innings, having the strikeouts, limiting the walks. Okay, so big deal, he gives up a home run. Last night, too, just looking the part, walking off the mound like the beast that he is. Dude, they have 3 aces right now with Schlittler, Cole, and Fried. If you can add a 4th, to me, that's the one thing, regardless of who comes back. And the Yankees played a clean game for once last night. You know, they won ugly on Monday night. They won a nice, clean baseball game on Tuesday night, getting contributions from the bottom of the order, playing the game the right way. It was refreshing to see, doing the pitching, all those different things. I understand the appeal of Miller, and we can fight about this, JJ, until a decision is made or it isn't. But I really believe the one move, assuming he's available, that can get them over the top or close that gap between where they are and the Dodgers is Skubal, because then you would have definitively the best starting rotation in baseball. And look at how that would lay out, whether it's the course of a wild card series, a divisional round, or obviously you get to the championship rounds where it's best of 7, where you could look at a rotation that already has Schlittler, Cole, and Fried and add Skubal on top of that. I think the Yankees at that point would be nearly impossible to beat.
Well, in the American League.
Yeah, but they only have to be one. They only have to be one team in the National League, and you don't know if it's going to be the Dodgers. And
that's the hope. You want Sal. We said it after they played that 2 out of 3. You want the Dodgers out if you're the Yankees. I know it's going to sound like a loser's mentality. I don't care. Give me somebody else in the National League.
All right, but let me ask you this way: do you think your best chance to beat the Dodgers would be if you had Mason Miller and the current trio plus Weathers or Rodon, whatever, or Skubal, Schlittler, Cole, Fried lined up in a best?
I'm going to tell you why I think it's Miller, because I can pitch him multiple times in a series. I know you can go Skubal twice. Maybe he was, remember, Game 5 against Seattle last year. He asked out after the 6th inning, because I went nuts about this. I remember the game. I want to say did I bet the Tigers or the Mariners? That doesn't matter. I had money on the game, and I just remember saying, wow, Skubal out. I can't believe it. This season is on the line. It was like, I think he had thrown like 98 pitches, or maybe it was 100 pitches going into the 7th inning. So what I'm getting at, though, is with Miller, Sal, I could pitch him in Game 1. I could pitch him in Game 2. I get an off day. I could go and pitch him again in Game 3. Like, I could just use him so many different ways. and for maybe multiple innings at a time.
Yeah, but you'd also have to have a lead to make him truly valuable. And I think the drop off from Miller to Weaver, let's just say, is not as great as the drop off from now. If Skubal's not available, I'm not getting a starting pitcher if I'm the Yankees. I don't.
There's no other starting pitcher worth discussing.
It's exactly right.
It's a space filler.
They're
That's
better.
what it is.
They're better in house. You would just be insurance, which they don't even need at that point. You have Weathers, you have Warren, you have Rodon. Like they don't need. If it's Skubal, to me, the idea of having Skubal in game 1 or game 2 behind Cam Schlittler and having those two guys pitching 2 games, not to mention the availability coming out of a bullpen potentially if you need him in game 7, like let's say Skubal goes game 1 and game 6 or whatever, Schlittler game 1 and game 6 may be available in a bullpen game 7. I just know definitively. And by the way, if they did add Skubal, they're going to also add another reliever. So I know definitively in my heart, I believe that rotation with those 4 guys, they would be better. Even with Snell coming back, with Ohtani, who knows with his issue, I still think the Yankees would have the best rotation. And that's the only way to do it. You're not going to outdo the Dodgers as far as the depth, the overall lineup. There's no way to do that. There are no bats available that are going to be the change. Like the Yankees got to get healthy and then add to that rotation with Skubal and help the bullpen and add a little bit with catcher. But there's no way to catch the Dodgers roster wide. There is a way to catch them in the rotation because the Yankees are close right now. Skubal, to me, would put them over the top. We'll continue to have this conversation until he's either not available.
Deadline. Listen, that's the bottom line. Sal wants Skubal. I want Miller. Odds are, Sal, they'll get neither. That's probably how this will work. We'll spend all this time over the last few weeks. You're in on Skubal planting the flag. I'm in on Mason Miller planting the flag. And it will be like a Ryan Jeffers, Luis Arraez, which, by the way, would be fine. I'd take both of those guys on the Yankees. And it will be like, I don't know, Brooks Raley or AJ Minter. And that'll be my deadline.
But just to finish your point that we started with, you're exactly right. It's the starting pitching. That was always going to be the thing for the Yankees this year, the starting pitching. Think about how many years since Boone they've gone into the postseason, and look at the rotation at James Paxton, or was Pineda before Paxton? Maybe. But like, look at the guys that they had in that rotation until they got Cole. And then even Cole, it was just the one guy. And then he wasn't great in the postseason, whether it be against Boston or Tampa Bay. This is finally a time where you could go into the postseason with the emergence of Schlittler combined with Cole and Fried. Even if they don't add Tarik Skubal, their starting pitching will be the determining factor if they could get over the hump or not in the postseason.
Can I give you a little credit? Because I'm scrolling on Twitter or on Instagram on vacation, and you have finally come to the dark side on Anthony Volpe.
Oh,
what? So the drop pop-up was officially like to get this guy out of my life. Last straw.
I've wanted Volpe. I'm sure, like you, like I know you've been the leader of the Volpe.
Recently, though. So Sal, I want to preface this because I liked him when he first came up. I thought there was a lot of promise when he first came up. He's gotten worse and worse. Like the last 2 years for me, it has been so abundantly clear this guy does not have it. And we are guys that don't like players who get countless chances and countless opportunities, not make the most of them. And I know he had an RBI double in the game yesterday. So I do want to give him credit. He's been okay hitting against left-handed pitching. But the idea that he's an everyday shortstop in the big leagues is just comical. Anybody who thinks that doesn't watch the games.
Yeah, my thing is that, first of all, I would have sent him down to the minors probably 2 years ago. I don't even know if it was 2 years ago or last year. I've been out on Volpe for a while. Before, when he first came up, I'm like, wow, this guy's going to be a difference maker. I think he's going to be a difference maker in the postseason, lead him off, a contact guy, speed guy, hit the ball the other way, get on base, create havoc. Those were all the things that we saw in spurts, thinking 300 hitter. We saw in spurts that was justifying. I remember talking to Cashman about this years ago, had him on the radio show, and I was like, man, I thought he was going to be the stud. He's like, yeah, well, so did we. And he just has never lived up to that. And to your point, he's getting worse and worse and worse. My issue now, and it's not even like it's not worth going nuts because we all are saying the same thing and all see the same thing. But he can't throw the ball. And then he can't even stand on his own 2 feet. Like, this is the big leagues, bro. How do you fall all over yourself trying to catch a pop-up? Whether it was his ball or not, you're the shortstop.
Catch the ball. I mean, come on, man.
Catch the ball. Stand on your 2 feet and catch the friggin' ball. What are we doing?
Painful. And hopefully it's George Lombard. I know my guy Caballero's cooled off a little bit. The bottom line is, for anyone who would sit there and tell me that with good faith and with real confidence that they think that Anthony Volpe at shortstop, if there's a play to be made, like bases loaded, 2 outs in a 1-run game in the playoffs, and he's got to go to his left, Sal, and he's got to zip it across the diamond. You have confidence he's going to make the play? Please, I need a barf bag if I'm watching.
He's a liability, and it's not even. I almost don't even blame him because it's just now it's so they've hung him out to dry. They keep running
him chances.
Holy cow! They keep running him out there. And he keeps doing the same thing. He looks like a minor leaguer, a little leaguer, even at times in his head, thinking like, enough, dude. And there's no way, like they can't be that stupid. They're doing it now because
I hope so. I hope so.
He can't be on. He won't be on the postseason roster. Come on.
From your lips to God's ears, Sal. Please, from your lips to God's ears. Met related. Are you now? Who is the guy that you're looking at? Because Lindor's not getting traded. You know it, and I know it. Who is the guy at the moment that you're saying I'm going to get the most in return for? Weaver?
No, I think maybe Clay Holmes.
Clay Holmes
would be the one. Yeah, I mean, I guess there seems to be some interest in him. Honestly, I'm hoping. I'm not expecting this, but I am hoping that there's some kind of big surprising trade, like let's say a Bo Bichette, something like that. I want the Mets to make a move that shake things up to the level of fans getting excited about next year. That's
next year.
That's
correct.
like nothing is exciting about dumping off Weaver or Minter or Brooks Raley or Tyrone Taylor, like that, or even Clay Holmes, like Peralta. Like, what's the return going to be? A bunch of prospects. Okay, great. I want a move that would, even if it meant trading Beatty and or Vientos, like getting rid of them. So something to get me excited and hopeful about next year. Maybe Bichette would be the biggest one if they could. Not that I'm anti-Bichette, but you know what I'm saying, dude. It's just not happening here. I know he's playing better as of late. That would change things up. I'm looking for that type of move. Other than that, I would guess it would be Holmes that would probably net the biggest return.
But on that note, do you want to trade Bichette?
I think I do. Yeah.
Is it from
off.
a standpoint of like New York not being a fit? Is it the idea of not wanting to be on? Because his contract is ridiculous. And Sal, I know he's hit better as of late and the batting average is up, but the power numbers stink. The OPS is not there. He's not driving the baseball with authority. You're paying him. See, here's the problem.
Also, not a third baseman. I know he's done a decent job, but like
he's not a natural third. Yeah. Like if you were paying Bo Bichette like league average salary, you'd be like, okay, no biggie. They're paying him to be one of the best players in all baseball. Right. Like that is why I think Met fans are totally spot on in roasting this guy for this team really getting out of the gate sluggishly. Yes, in New York, you need that like grace period to get your feet wet, to get acclimated. But at the end of the day, like you're making $40-something million a year, Sal. You got to go and carry the team. Can you do that at one point in time?
You know, I never believed in the offseason that, but he was not even on my radar. I'm thinking Schwarber. I'm thinking Kyle Tucker. He was never on my radar. So I never believed that he was a superstar. But then I started to get sold on the idea because they did get him. And then, talking to people, oh, you'd be excited. And this is what he does well. And, hitting in the clutch. I'm like, all right, yeah, I could get behind that. And it just something seems off. He doesn't seem like he is. And I understand that the Mets have been dreadful. And maybe he came into a situation where he didn't realize how bad it was going to be there, whatever. But if I could move on from that, which I think was a bad signing, I would do it. It's nothing personal. He seems like a nice enough guy. I don't think he's an awful player, but I don't think he's worth that money. And I don't think he's cut out to be a fit with the Mets or with New York. So I would move on from Bo Bichette if the opportunity was there.
I totally agree. So remember I said this. I want this on record. Peralta is going to get traded to the Rays. I just have a weird feeling. I think he's going to end up with the Rays. And he's going to pitch his ass off over the final 2 months of the year. And I'm going to be yelling and screaming when it's like big games and it's Freddy Peralta going like 6 innings of 1-run baseball. Maybe one of them is against the Yankees. I'm going to say, really? Really? Couldn't do this for 3.5 months when we had to watch you pitch. But now you're going to go and stick it to my team. Sal, I'm telling you, I think Peralta is going to be great down the stretch. I have a weird feeling. Somewhere else.
First he sticks it to my team, and now he's going to stick it to your team. I would not be surprised. I actually I don't know. I like Peralta. There's something about him that I feel like the Mets did not put him in a position to succeed.
He has a likable quality to him. Like there are guys that pitch here that fail, that it's obvious the pressure is getting to them. Now, maybe this is all a facade from Freddy Peralta, Sal, and maybe the smile and the happy-go-lucky attitude and like the, good vibes he gives with the reporters. Maybe deep down he's a hot mess and nobody knows it. And it's just a lot for him. But he has not come out after these games and looked like a beaten man. He's been like, hey, I stink right now. I need to be better. Facing the music, being accountable. The problem is you're not getting results. And like, they're not there. So yeah, we can blame the Mets. You can blame not being able to throw the way you want to throw, but like, dude, you got a 5 ERA. So whatever it is, nobody seems to figure it out. We'll see if somebody else does. I think they will.
I agree. I think somebody else will, and I'll be happy for Peralta more so than angry. I can understand you being angry if he's going to stick it to the Yankees from if he joins the Rays. I would like a part of me would be open to bringing him back, but I think it's gone so poorly. How do you justify if the Mets, assuming the Mets do trade him here, and not if they don't get good value? There was some thought that maybe they hold on to him and then all from the qualifying offer. That would be a different scenario. Assuming the Mets trade him, how can you sell that to the fans next year, bringing him back when it's done? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think it just went so poorly that there's no way, even though he might want to be open to coming back, even though I would want to bring him back, and maybe some in the Mets organization might want to bring him back. Even with all that, I just don't think there's any way you could sell him. Once they move on from Peralta, they're gonna have to shop for somebody else in the offseason.
Okay, before we hit some YouTube comments, with these training camps about to get underway, have you found yourself whatever? Have you found yourself giddy? Are you somewhere in the middle? Like, ultimately, we're going to start getting more and more news. I actually think, to his credit, Geno Smith did a pretty good job with the media 24 hours ago, just following along with what he had to say. There was a sense of accountability. I did like the fact that he took ownership for the idea that he was a distraction. Where is your excitement level, number one? And if there's anything, Sal, that you've taken away from like the last 2 or 3 days football-wise, is there anything?
Nah, I'm not there yet. I mean, maybe the Harbaugh speech. I know he's getting ripped apart for that.
Which to me is a whole lot to do about nothing. Yeah. I mean, I didn't think it was play from in Baltimore. He's corny. That's what it is. He's corny. It's okay. It's cool to be corny. He's corny.
I didn't think that it was the greatest thing, but I also love that he loves the New York Football Giants so much. I was shocked that he took the job being where the Giants are at, but he loves the history of this team, and you just trust him as a head coach. I know he's going to build the floor and build the foundation for this team. So I'm more excited to see that than anything else. But no, I'm not. I can't say that I'm there yet with football. It's still July, dude. Like, there's a long way to go. I know once we start getting August and then mid-August and we start seeing some exhibition games, that'll probably, the preseason games will probably start getting me ramped up thinking about football season. But I got to be honest. I want to still enjoy the summer. I mean, I need some more pool time. You're at the beach. I want to take a little vacation here. So I'm not there yet, but I'm sure now with camp starting, it'll start to ramp up a little bit.
Totally fair. All right, let's get to some YouTube comments. This one from GBrand323, Sal. Man, Knickerbockers have come a long way. It wasn't so long ago the Knicks would have begged LeBron to come on their knees. Now it's like, nah, not so much with you and Rich Paul coming in here trying to run our team. We're good. Love to see it. You know what, Sal? I love to see it too. The Knicks told LeBron thanks, but no thanks. And I got to say, having the Philly people down here, Sal, when I'm wearing the Knicks shirt, wore it yesterday, I'm wearing the Knick hat today, go get the coffee. There are a few Knicks fans in Ocean City, New Jersey, but like the Philly fans are like, ugh. I'm like, yes, embracing those dirty looks, man. It's nice being king.
I love it as well, but that will be now a major storyline all year long. Did the Knicks do the right thing? Because it's great to be able to say, we don't want you, and the trash talk, and they don't need them. They won the championship. But they also could have had LeBron James. We've had this conversation. Would that have been a better thing for this team? So I understand why they did what they did. I'm excited for it. I still think that they're better than Philadelphia. But you could look back at this and say, you know what? The Knicks missed an opportunity to add LeBron to this mix and run it back and win a second championship or a third championship. So very curious to see how this thing plays out. It's more, it's a different type of energy now, that if LeBron stayed in the West Coast or went to a different team, we wouldn't have it so direct in New York. But the fact that he wanted New York, he wants to live here, for goodness sake. He wanted New York. The Knicks said no. Then he goes to Philly, a hated rival. I think it's going to set up for a great storyline all year long.
He'll enjoy that helicopter. Must be nice. Must be nice. Right. I'll be honest, despite having the means, it would scare the crap out of me, Sal. I don't know. The idea of like daily, and with the amount of lunatics that are on the road, there's a case to be made that maybe you're a little bit more safe taking a helicopter up, taking a helicopter down.
Is that what he's doing? Did he say helicopter?
I mean, if he's going to New York to Philly and he's commuting, I don't think he's going to be getting in the car and sitting on the Jersey Turnpike. Do you?
I don't know. I mean, I thought car. I mean, you could. What is it? 2 hours, 2.5 hours?
Come from the city, a little under 2.
And you
It's
have
not great.
it's not like he's behind the wheel. He'll have a driver. I mean, I don't know. Helicopter. I
You're
wouldn't do
LeBron
that.
James. You can do what you want.
I
This
know.
one from Blue Phantom 4805. This notion that LeBron makes his teammates better is such a horrible statement to make, almost like reading a script. We all know he is done and will not make any team better. Watch the, can I say this? Yeah, I guess I could say this. The shit show Philly will become with this drama queen joining them. LOL. That's unfair. Listen, I didn't want LeBron on the Knicks, Sal. He's made every situation he's gone to in the league better. You can't argue that. Despite some of the drama that has come the way of the king. If I'm not mistaken, Cleveland, he gets drafted, he goes to the NBA Finals, builds the franchise. Miami, they had not won since Alonzo Mourning and Dwayne Wade. He goes, they win 2 titles. The Lakers, even though it might have been a fugazi COVID bubble championship, they still won. He's won everywhere he's gone. I can't say he makes situations worse. But for the Knicks, wasn't the right place at the right time. That's all.
I think with Philadelphia, it's still going to be the same thing it's always been. Will Joel Embiid be healthy enough to complete a season and get them over the hump? And the answer has always been no. And I don't expect that to change, even with LeBron James there. But can't knock LeBron. Now, at this point in his career, is he as effective as he once was? No. Also, no. Like, look
He's
at what the Lakers
40-something years old. Of course not.
Look at what the Lakers did. Could he be a glue piece to bring them together? Maybe help the younger guys, Edgecombe and Maxey, learn from him, have them excited to play with him, help out Embiid, maybe take some of the pressure off him in the regular season. Jaylen Brown obviously is stud. So, yeah, on paper, all looking good, but they don't play the games on paper. They play them in reality. It'll take them some time to gel, just like it did with him in Miami the first year to have the ultimate success. It'll take them some time to gel, but I don't think it's going to be about LeBron. I think it's going to be about Embiid, and Embiid is the one known commodity that's never fully healthy. It's always the question, and the answer is always no. He's never fully healthy enough.
Sal, final one. This one from Rika, channel 9317. Cashman will go bargain hunting and sign Jared Kelenic, who was recently DFA'd by the Rangers. Let's hope that Jared Kelenic is not my deadline move within the next few days. You want to talk about a career that ended up being a monumental flop, Sal. Jared Kelenic. This was a guy, like, I remember I was like, I thought they were going to trade him for Lindor. I thought they'd trade him for Rio Muto. They made the Diaz trade. We all hated it because of what it symbolized. I thought it'd be a guy that would haunt the Mets for a decade. He's been on like 5 teams already. Stinks.
Yeah. It was never, I mean, I hate to say that I'm glad that a guy has failed like that, but I'm glad that one didn't come back to bite the Mets the way that it could have. The problem is still, when you make a trade like that, you should be taking on the bad salary, not also giving up your top prospect. It's never about the prospect. It's about what you can get back for them instead. So they could have traded, whether it's Casimir going back years ago, instead of trading him for Victor Zambrano, you could have traded them maybe for Mark Mulder of the A's at the time. Same thing with Kelenic. Instead of taking on Cano's bad contract and trading Kelenic in getting Edwin Diaz back, you could have just taken on the bad contract and got Diaz back. I don't think the Yankees, why would the Yankees want Kelenic? Lefty bat that's been failed. That's the last thing they need. They more likely trade for Tyrone Taylor than getting Kelenic. But yeah, there's a guy that was overhyped and never lived up to the hype at all, Kelenic.
Sal, I will see you on Friday. We'll see if there are any trades made. Hopefully we can get this baby going. And we'll see if I'm in one piece still after this vacation.
You still be in the beach?
I will still be at the beach. We leave Saturday. Okay. I'm enjoying. Tomorrow's a big round of golf. First time off the foot. So we'll see. Survival on 2 fronts. You know what I mean, dude? Foot and chasing around a baby.
Good luck. Let us know how that goes.
That's going to do it for Sal Licata and John Jastrzemski right here on the New York Sports Rush, presented by the Bet Rivers Network. We'll be back on Friday. Boys are out. Be good, everybody.